Hey all you cool cats and kittens. I couldn't even get through with a straight face. My name is Andrew from the Cheap Seats Network, and you are back with another video. And today we are going to be talking some UFC, some MMA news that has been coming out over the last few days, in my opinion, on something big that did happen about a week ago. Now, I referenced it in our last video, but Jon Jones. We're going to get to him in a bit, but we are going to be talking some of the breaking news coming out of UFC right now. Well, it looks like UFC 249 is not going to go the way as it was firstly expected. Now, many people have been waiting for how many years to have Khabib and Tony Ferguson goes. Every single time these two are supposed to fight, something happens. And I don't think anybody really expected this one not to happen because of a whole global pandemic. Now, Dana White is for sure saying that he is going to somehow make UFC 249 happen in any way possible. You've also had the likes of Joe Rogan who said, I'm not going to be commentating this thing. Like, I don't trust anything with the coronavirus. Well, the main event of that card, which was finally supposed to be Kabib and Ferguson, is not happening. That's right. Again, it has been postponed and canceled. Now, according to an Instagram live video with none other than Kabib himself, he has said that he is not going to be at the event. The reason being, and I'm quoting this in his Instagram live chat earlier today, he said that he is in Russia and can't leave because they have closed all their borders. He also said UFC has told him that they are looking for another opponent for Tony Ferguson because the fight can't be made now because, well, he can't leave Russia. Also, according to ESPN, he was training in California in the United States, and he thought that the fight was 100% happening. He was told that UFC said the fight would go on, and then he was told that it was 99% going to be happening in the United Arab Emirates of Abu Dhabi, which kind of blows my mind. This is, again, all coming from Khabib himself. And he said, in quote, after talking to the UFC, we decided to fly over to the Emirates a month before the fight. I don't remember the exact date. It was March 19th or 20th. I'll have to check that. But when we landed in the Emirates, we learned that they were going to close the borders and no one was going to be able to leave or fly in the exception of residents. So he said with that, he had to fly back to Russia, which is where he is now. And well, he cannot leave. This is a terrible situation for Khabib and the UFC, obviously. But again, this all makes sense with the safety precautions that need to be done with the coronavirus, and I think Khabib does understand that, because he said, I'm in Russia, we are in lockdown, and well, that's kind of the way things have to go. So as of right now, UFC 249 is getting a new opponent. Tony Ferguson is reportedly still fighting, as are all the other fights on the card. In my opinion, they should just absolutely cancel this event, have Ferguson be fresh for whenever the UFC can start up again, and right away, the first pay-per-view back, you go with the main event of Ferguson Khabib. Trust me, it will sell out because people are dying for entertainment, sports, and everything else. That's just my opinion. Lastly, regarding the UFC and MMA, we got to back up to a story that came out last week regarding Jon Jones, where he was arrested with a DWI as well as a possession of a firearm. Now, I need to give my personal opinion on Jon Jones. I do not like him at all, one bit. I don't care how good a fighter he is or anything. I cannot stand. I would even say I probably hate the person that is Jon Jones. I have no issue saying as a fighter, he is a great fighter. But then you got to ask the question, is he a great fighter because of all the dope that is in his system, the steroids that he has taken? This is a man who cannot stay clean, is reckless on himself, and also when you are driving, you get a DWI or anything, you are putting everyone else's life in danger around you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many times you've done it. Everybody else is in danger because of you. In my opinion, saying that, I think it is time, and it's a shame because UFC and MMA is such a money grab business, but in my opinion, it is time that we erase Jon Jones. Almost like, I hate cancel culture, but this is one of those things. It's not things that he said, but it is the way this man acts. He puts other people's lives in danger as well as his own, and he is also a cheater. He has been tested before fights to not be clean, but they still allow him to fight the next weekend. He has been tested after fights to not be clean leading up to the fight, but they still allow him to have wins. None of this, in my opinion, is okay. I think at some point, you have to teach this man a lesson. Dana White loves this guy because he draws money. And he is his favorite, one of his top guys. We know that by now. But what needs to be done is Dana White has to tell this guy, you're out. He's got to be arrested and put in jail at some point again. And apparently his lawyer is now saying because of all his past crimes, this DWI can actually lead him into jail. I mean, this has been going on since like 2012. We are 8 years later, and this guy is still not learning, still making the same mistakes, but he is still being treated like a damn king in the UFC and MMA, and in my opinion, it is time to stop all that. Stop booking Jon Jones. Let him get fully clean before he steps anywhere near a ring, because he is a hazard to himself, he is a hazard to his opponents, and he is a hazard to anybody who is around the world on the road while this man is driving like a complete idiot. Again, that is my opinion, strong opinion. Again, I am not a fan of Jon Jones. I have not been for a long time, because when you put other people's lives at risk, you are not worth it anymore to anyone, to any sport or anything. Again, let me know your thoughts though. I'm curious to know if you agree with me. What's your thoughts about UFC 249 having a different main event without Khabib? Let me know in the comments section. Of course, like this video and subscribe if you are new to the Cheap Seats Network. My name is Andrew, and I am signing off. Have a great day and stay safe.